Good morning. So this reading is for Friday, October 17th, and I just want to highlight this now. So it'll all be done through my website, but starting this weekend, I'm going to offer extendeds on the weekly Zodiac readings. So I just wanted to highlight that before I get started. So we're just going to pull a little bit around our past, our present, and our future. Let's get 3 cards on the past here. Current energy. And future energy. So this video is available on both YouTube and Rumble, Tarot and Astrology with Michelle. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I'm getting the High Priestess, and I'm not surprised to see the High Priestess. This feels like a lot of that internal reflection, learning to trust your intuition, keeping a lot of things to yourself. Because I'm picking up a lot of planning that is taking place, and the High Priestess makes complete sense that you're kind of going within. Okay, what's going to be in my best interest? What action do I need to take in order to move forward? And so when I look at the past energy here and I get the Eight of Swords, now the Eight of Swords is that self-imposed prison of the mind, showing up here with the Fool card and the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm getting a couple of different messages here. One is a lot of planning around a new beginning. So leaving the past behind, not carrying any of that forward, that would be the Fool card, along with the Knight of Pentacles. But the Eight of Swords, it feels like you're also getting yourself out of your head. Now it's showing up in the past, so you might find yourself still a little bit in that energy, because I'm getting some of that in the current as well. But I feel like you're actively trying to not overthink something, really just take some sort of action here. But it comes through planning. There's something about being able to alleviate any fears, stress, anxiety, anything like that by planning out what steps you need to take. Because that Fool card, this indicates whatever happened in the past, it's done, it's over. It's not a cycle that's going to repeat. And so you planning everything out will help you stay out of your head, stop overthinking a scenario, especially if the overthinking is, I'm going to go back right to where I was, or this is a cycle that is going to repeat. It feels like you're planning in a way that really just negates all of that. But I'm still getting a little bit of being up in your head here in the current energy. So lingering, but not dominating. It's this one right here with the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is a shift in perspective, and this feels like what you're actively doing is starting to see things differently. So with the Five of Cups, there are 3 cups that have spilled over, and there's 2 that are still standing. And so it really is shifting into the positive, focusing on what you have, not what you've lost, and really building from that place. Because that Five of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles in the past feel very heavily connected, that you're planning for your future, but you're trying to come at it from a different perspective, that positive frame of mind, not the overthinking one. And with that, I'm getting the King of Pentacles. And so the King of Pentacles is long-term success and stability. You're really planning for something stable, long-lasting, a lot of success here. And then I get the Judgment card. So the Judgment is that Phoenix rising, that resurrection, rebirth energy, because what you're doing here is you're rewiring the way that you're looking situations, rewiring your brain, your perception, coming up with some sort of action plan so that you don't kind of overthink something and really create some sort of like analysis paralysis where you overthink something to the extent that you don't actually take an action against it. And that's what I'm getting the sense here, that you're trying to make sure that you're actively moving forward and you don't get stuck in some sort of just mind loop of whatever scenarios are coming to mind, those kind of negative what if scenarios. It's this Five of Cups. It's a shift in perspective along with this rebirth energy. And then showing up here in the future, I'm getting the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is going after what you want. King of Cups. So this is a lot of emotional growth and maturity. So at some point here, and it's not coming through exactly in the cards, but energetically it's coming through. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of healing on yourself. That's why you're coming across here as the King of Cups. The King of Cups is somebody who's been through it. This is somebody who's done a lot of work, a lot of healing, and kind of recognizes that not every day is going to be great. Not every day is going to be bad. And as much as you plan things out, you still have to be prepared that something is going to happen at some point. It's never going to be exactly the way that you plan it to be. And so the King of Cups is coming through with that maturity connected to it, that emotional groundedness to say, you know what, no matter what life throws at me, I'm going to go with the flow on this one. I'm going to learn to navigate the emotions as they come up. I'm not going to let myself get stuck in my mind and overthink that all the negative what if scenarios are actually going to happen. And so that's what I'm getting here with the Knight and the King of Cups. And then with that, I'm getting Temperance, Sagittarius energy. So a lot of growth and expansion, but also a lot of balance here. And it feels exactly like this. Between the Eight of Swords, the Five of Cups, leading up to the Temperance here, it's coming out of the dark. It's going into the light. It's allowing yourself to see things from that positive perspective and really using that as the basis for planning out the future and everything that you want to accomplish here. So let's get some more details. Tell me about that Eight of Swords in the past. The Fool. And the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Eight of Swords here, I'm getting the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands is about seeing the potential in a situation, not really taking any kind of action, but wanting to take some sort of action here. But what I'm getting is a lot of overthinking around possibilities, potential. Is the potential real? Is this something that I can trust, rely on, all of it? Is it actually going to happen the way that I'm seeing it? So it does feel like a mind loop where a lot of what if scenarios. Is this real? Is this actually going to happen here? This is the pattern and the cycle that you're breaking, because I am picking up this kind of shift in the way that you're approaching things. And then clarifying the Fool here in the past is the Fool. And so 2 cards, same thing. I love that because it really does indicate a brand new start. That is a very amplified message to let you know that all of the steps that you're taking now and the way that you're looking at things going forward really is creating a completely different dynamic. Because you're getting out of your head. You're not focused on the negative. You're focused and building from a positive place. Things aren't going to be what they were. And so you don't need to worry about a past cycle repeating because you're different. You're coming across different. So even if you start to see some of that creep in, you're going to respond completely different than you did in the past. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, I'm getting the Magician. And so the Magician is about manifesting what you want and really planning for it here. So really just having all of these goals and these dreams, seeing opportunity and saying, okay, this is what I want. So let me plan the steps out. How do I make that real? How do I approach this situation? What's going to be in my best interest? This is all the planning that you're doing. But with that, you also get that mindset shift to say, you know what, let's build. Let's start with the 2 of Cups that are filled and grow from there. The 3 that spilled over, I can always refill them with something else. So let's get this 5 of Cups energy. King of Pentacles. And Judgment. And so with the 5 of Cups here, I'm getting the Lovers. Now it's Gemini energy and it's about the choices that you make. And so with that 5 of Cups showing up here, this is an active choice that you're making to focus on the positive and not the negative. This could be about a romantic connection. I'm actually not getting that as a strong message. Take it as it resonates for you. You could be looking at relationships differently. That could be something here where if you have relationship goals or something along those lines, you're planning things differently. You're approaching things differently. In general, that's just what's happening here. So whether it's a relationship or not, you're shifting your mindset to really focus on what matters. Prioritize just your happiness here, choosing from the heart. And with the King of Pentacles, I'm getting the World. So the World is the ending. So we had the Fool show up twice in the past, and now I'm getting the World here in the current energy. This is the end of a cycle. You're done. It's complete. There's nothing left for you to gain from this. The King of Pentacles recognizes that and says, you know what? I'm going to use this to my advantage. I've learned all the lessons from it, and I'm going to incorporate that moving forward. So identifying those red flags early, being able to prevent maybe some of the challenges that you experienced before by taking different action now, planting different seeds or moving in a different direction. And then with that Judgment card, that resurrection, rebirth energy, what I'm getting here is the 7 of Wands. This is a lot of standing up and fighting for what you want. And the Justice card, which is balance, it's peace. It feels like you are only focused on what really matters to you. And if something is going to show up along the way, you're not interested if it's not going to be part of your path going forward. That's what I'm getting here with the world. You're not interested in reviving some sort of negative experience here. You're only starting to focus on the positive as you move forward. You're letting go of old ways of thinking and behaving and responding to everything here. What you're actually fighting for is your own internal peace and alignment. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. And the King of Cups. And Temperance. So with the Knight of Cups here, I'm getting the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is a card of patience. And that Knight of Cups says, you know what, I'm going to go after what I want and things are going to unfold exactly when they're supposed to. I'm not trying to rush anything here. I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to expect something to show up tomorrow if I just started working towards it today. And with that, it feels like you're resolving some sort of internal conflict. I've got the King of Cups showing up here with the Five of Swords. I'm getting a lot of change and transformation that's showing up here in this reading, along with internal peace and alignment. And so what this really is telling me is that you're on a path that allows for you to truly shift the way that you're focusing on things. It's a rewiring of the brain that is absolutely taking effect here in the future energy. It's allowing for emotional growth, emotional maturity. Your approach to things is going to be very different going forward. And with the Temperance here, I'm getting the Ten of Wands. This feels like the completed cycle. So all of the rewiring, the shifting your perspective, focusing on the positive instead of the negative, the light instead of the dark here. With that Ten of Wands, you're done putting in all of the energy and effort to make the change, make the switch, find that internal peace here. So the Ten of Wands is you putting down all of the heavy burdens and the responsibilities. You don't need to keep putting in that same level of energy and effort to shift into a positive perspective. You've been doing the work all along, and now you're going to start seeing all of that happen here, showing up in the future energy. So this is the trajectory of where your energy is going now. So all the work, all of the fighting that I'm picking up here with the Seven of Wands, at some point here, this does not feel like that far into the future. You're going to be able to stop overthinking or stop like reconditioning yourself. It's going to be second nature to you. By the time we get to Temperance with this Ten of Wands, it's going to be second nature. So this is a reading for Friday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.